Be decent. You're live. GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
Welcome everybody to our daily gun show. Come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern. Talking about guns. We got a co-host who's an animal, and another co-host who is screen sharing. There we go. We bring the screen up. We get rid of the puppy. Nobody likes to see the puppy. Everybody knows about having puppies on the show. Put him down there where he belongs, the bottom. You're up there, so if you want to say something, you're saying it. There's Roy. Welcome. Good evening. Puppy tickles for everybody that wants to say hey. That instigates a puppy tickle. As long as he's awake, he won't be awake very long. He just went outside and did his business. And that means he's going to fall asleep pretty soon. Look at him. He's already getting comfortable. So, we'll dig in. I don't have much prepared today because of the way the week went. So we'll create the show live here. Done it before. We'll do it again. So we could do it over here. It's pretty boring. So we'll do it over at... Oh, what did I just do? Just moved my Rumble. I just accidentally moved my Rumble. Why don't we do it on... no, not Gilded. Come on, man. Gilded, you can't do nothing on Gilded. How about on... where's that Substack thing? Isn't it yellow? Oh, it's orange. Look at the wrong color. All right, so we're going to head over to the Substack. We'll make a new post over here, and we'll take some of the stuff from today's post, such as the title in this part, which I always make the subtitle, and then we'll take whatever I got in here so far. Copy, just in case, and then we'll paste that over there. Here's the deal. We already have this show. Oh, see? Co-host alert. He's already passed out. He's sick of this. So I went with the high angle, knowing he would be asleep. He made a potty. Let's see. Now we can go to this video and take this URL and put that URL over here. Start it up. Boom. All right, so there's our Substack post for the week going. I guess I should have left that open and we could have a poll. Let's have a poll. A traditional weekly poll for the audience who shows up live at this thing. All right, so there's is... Guess what? How was this week for 2A? Come on, man. Okay. So I can go great week for 2A. We would say good week for 2A. Just an okay week for 2A, or bad week. So go ahead and vote if you're interested. And there's got a bunch of people out there watching, so we'll see what kind of votes we get. Otherwise, though, we'll take all of this, we'll head over to the Substack, and we'll kind of dig in. So I guess I'm going to need the Substack over here. Still editing it, still creating it, so to speak. And then we've got the thing here. So laptop is falling apart. All right. So we go to history in new tab. Woods is saying good week. I'll never vote bad. Right on. All right, so going down the history then. Get rid of Matt's. Make this smaller, maybe. Oh no, I didn't. Come on, that's a good size, 90%. Okay, let me back my controls again. There we go. I don't know what Patriot was doing with this, but I don't like all that money things in my thing. Let's see, Plate Society podcast. Oh, we got Gabby doing the interview in Espanol. Usually putting me and Matt and Nick get together in there. Had a good conversation with Roll Call yesterday. I usually don't put our own stuff in there though. Grateful Dead one. Barbecue took over the mouse party this week. Got off my lawn. This fake was just farting around. They didn't do anything. Chris was getting ready for NRAM. I put that up there. A couple of our shows. We had a pretty good chat with Gizzard. I think that's already in the list, though, isn't it? Yeah. I posted this cool thing with Marcinko. I'll probably play that here in a bit, since it looks like this will be a quick week. I was looking for some stuff, so I found that. Ooh, how'd that get stuck in there? I guess this one's pretty good. We'll put that up there. Kingpin doesn't know the secret that gas is fake, that all you need is some water and pickle juice. And you can make cheap, inexpensive supply of gasoline at home, DIY. Half the stuff they put in gasoline is just because they try to get rich off of the vapors. The CMP had a conversation. Did I already get that in there? Doesn't look like it, so we'll put that up there. I don't think I got the Cape Gunworks shows in here because I did this earlier in the week. So we got that one. I think I have the, yeah, that was because I was linking to it. So what happens every time you look at a video, it shows up in your history. So you're going to get everything you looked at in your history here. Oh, Sisters in Arms had a show this week. Bald Eagle Rescue. I don't know what the hell that's there for. Sawmill progress. What the hell? So Washington gun law is saying that your assault weapons ban will be delayed a week. So not the 16th or 17th, but now more like the 26th or 27th. I had heard that it was scheduled for the 19th, or am I mixing up dates and stuff? So I have Charlie hanging out with Michael Cargill. That was after I set everything up. Right, I think you should show with me everything over and over again. And I'm definitely down to the stuff that I know I have in here. All right, so that's the stuff that's I guess, newer than what I had in here before. So let's go back and take a look. So we've got suicide prevention Saturday, of course. Brooke Cheney doing her consistent focus on that. Got Cheryl Todd testifying here in Arizona for funding for the Faster Saves Lives program here in Arizona. And it looks like our governor, even though there's a lot of support for this, the governor will just veto it. And I guess there's hope, but not much, that both houses will be able to override the veto. That's what it's called. You had the Virginia Citizens Defense League holding their virtual meeting. That was on Sunday. Like always, leading the way. Awesome event. Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus has been making these little infomercial things. So they got a hold of some software that's available out there and started using it for kind of like Schoolhouse Rock, except with this inexpensive software that you can get. It's better than nothing. We got the reload. There's G23 showing up. I guess I didn't say hey to people. Got Roy showing up this evening in Woods. Welcome. Fielding. Welcome. And G23. Good evening. So we had the reload showed up again this week, and this one was just answering questions from viewers. Chris from 740 has been posting some stuff, been out on the road. And this seemed like a pretty interesting situation. They had a bunch of people from the Reloaders group showed up at this thing, Dead Zero shooting range, shooting park. So that seems pretty cool. Another modern or new shooting facility. You had the overnight last week with Barron and Foss. What did they talk about last week? I guess it was Barron's last show, so they ended up chatting about a bunch of things, and then that was at Barron's last show, at least for a while, I guess. Then we have Come and Talk It, dealing with a serial killer in the Austin area. I Am the Target, I don't think I listened to it this week. And Mike Drop, one of the military podcasts, had the second part of a two-parter, talking to Green Bray, who is a mountain warfare specialist. Interesting conversation, interesting skill set. Is there an Ask Gun Questions tomorrow? I don't know. It's a good question. Tony's not there, and Clover wasn't at it last week, so we don't need Clover to be to have it. So more than likely, it'll just be less 22 and shotgun centric. Let's see. G23 is saying, I wonder if it was because it exempted active and retired, so they did away with what? Oh. They did away with the exemption for soldiers, so military can't be trusted. No, you can't be trusted when you're not on duty. Only when you're working for the state can you be trusted, because then there's systems in place, you see. No one in the system can do bad because they've got supervisors and they're not authorized to do bad. So it's not possible for them to do bad. Now, once they go home, now they're normal civilian again, and then they are essentially bad waiting for it to happen. So come on, man. Let's be realistic about this. All right, next up is our show with Gizzard. So you might want to listen to that if you want to hear about what Gizzard has to say about stuff. So Gabby Franco was on with, let's say the name of the thing. I think it's called VIX or something at the bottom of the screen, VIX. So interesting to listen to. And she's essentially having to justify gun ownership. What in the hell is this thing? Won't pause for shit. Having to stand for all gun owners or take the accusations of their news people there representing all gun owners, and they essentially were bringing up, just the fake choice of you either like guns or you hate kids, right? And she had to, again, hold the position that's difficult, and I think she did a pretty good job. Whether or not, I don't know, because it was so fast. I just don't know if that message gets through, if that message hits, or I don't know what kind of news that is, if that's being absorbed or if it's just going in one ear out the other kind of news. But I suspect if she took the time to do it, she must think it has some value. So definitely cool to see. We don't see enough bilingual in any way. Firearm related stuff, gun Second Amendment related stuff for sure. I was on with you at Matt Yankee. That's this. Oh, I guess I should not have. Wow, is this thing all glitching? Shouldn't have closed that one. I'll fill out the thing later. I won't make everybody wait for me to build the thing. I'll build it later on. But Chris does a show every Wednesday. It's always fun to listen to. He brings a bunch of different people together for a panel discussion. G23 is part of that show. He's out there this evening. So, yeah, no more Barron. Does he hate guns and freedom now? I believe that he alternately hates guns and then he'll hate freedom. I don't know if he hates them both at the same time, consistently. But from what I understand, yes, he's wavering between, or fluctuating between hatred of guns and, or more often, or hatred of freedom. Because he's okay for guns to be in the hands of the police, from what I understand, but not for freedom of the police, right? So he's only in charge, he's only for strict control of the state, for the state of the police. If I understand, I might be misunderstanding. Let's see. So I have no idea if he's telling people what's up or not, but yeah, it's going to be a different show for sure. I don't know if Foss will be able to recover. Honestly, we'll see. So we've got Chris doing the show, like I say, bringing a bunch of people together, talking about NRAM. I don't think this is their first time going, so it's a bunch of people that have gone before, and they're only driving a few hours. So it's kind of like listening to a bunch of people who live out here going to SHOT Show. We all just go, oh, yeah, let's all go to SHOT Show. And in a couple hours, we're all there, except it's a little bit shorter, I guess. And, it's NRA. So they're all ignoring the NRA meeting that's going to happen tomorrow morning. We're supposed to ignore that. Then we've got Marcinko. Let's listen to this. This is 3 minutes of me talking to Richard Marcinko in 2005.
You're live on America Armed and Free with Commander Richard Marcinko and Charles Ellery. Your question for him.
Mr. Marcinko, it's a real honor to be able to answer your question. I've got two real quick questions, and I'll take the answers off the air. Back during Red Cell, did you ever go to Tucson? And if so, what was the result? And then my second question is, what's your opinion on the debate between the AK-47 and the M16?
Well, the first one, I went to Tucson and places around Tucson, down to Pachuca, went down to the border. It's like most of our cities in a free society. I think going to Davis Moffin and pick a litter out of the everybody can build their own plane out of the dump out there. On the AK-47,
we call that a mark, sir.
On the AK-47 versus the M16, one, if you're working independently behind the lines, it's nice to have the lighter load. But most, you don't have that 5.56 around the world, so carrying the AK-47 logistically, you get something there. And frankly, I'm a big boy, and I carry that extra weight, and I like that as it goes by you versus that. And the 223, 5.56 does a nice tumble and tears you up on the inside, but I like that knockdown power of the 7.62 that comes out of the AK, and it's great in the field. I mean, you can get it muddy. It's got great tolerances. So functionally, I guess I would go that internationally the AK-47 has more functional capability. The M16, if you got a logistics training goes with you, it's fine.
I guess that the AK must have John Moses Browning envy in the way it functions.
Well, the interesting, I actually met Karishnikov in St. Petersburg.
Oh, did you?
He's 82 years old, and so feisty old general. I mean, I went to their museum there, and he really put out a family of weapons through the course of his time.
Yeah, as they used to say, Kalashnikov, we are the world.
Well, he did his part, that's for damn sure.
One of the scenarios you sent me in support, some support literature off the air.
I don't know what the heck was meant by that, but whatever. So that was pretty fun. That was the first time I got to chat with Marcinko, and then when I met him at SHOT Show, I was able to go, hey, I remember I talked to you on the phone about Red Cell in Tucson. I was like, oh yeah, AK-47 M16. Yep, that was pretty awesome.
7 things I wish I knew sooner.
So you can pause these. That's how these work. So this is Rhonda Mary, and this is 7 things I wish I knew sooner about gun ownership. So what do you think about these things? You got your self-defense as a lifestyle. You've got the more comfortable your holster, the more likely you are to carry every day. You've got it's okay to change your EDC over time. Flying with a firearm is easier than you think. This blue one is you will have a different aha moment the more that you train. The second to the last is if you know how to create holes, you need to know how to plug them. And then the last one is skipping dry fire and maxing out on the range is a total waste of money. So, what do you think of these? It would be interesting to talk to somebody who's been going around to classes for a while, because this is essentially a fruit salad of sayings from different schools over the years. And it's interesting to see how it's all getting tumbled around. And there was a time when you wouldn't say stuff from one school of thought. It would be like if there was karate and judo and taekwondo, and you wouldn't go kicking people in judo because it wasn't done. And this is an interesting mix. Next up is...
And over the years, the Department of the Army is a great partner to us, providing surplus firearms based on what's authorized in the legislation.
So this is the guy who's the new chairman and CEO of the Civilian Marksmanship Program. And pretty interesting, his career in the military. He was, what do you call himself? The mayor of the Pentagon. So he was the, I think he called himself the mayor of the Pentagon. So if you think of the Pentagon as a giant organism of different entities, he was one person in charge of the group that held all the entities together, I guess. And it's an interesting conversation. And he has been responsible for portions of what happened at the CMP in his different roles. And I'm acting like it's an interview and then him reading a speech, so I don't know how to describe it. But he's reading a prepared statement for a long time of this. Then you got Cape Gunworks, like I mentioned. They do a show on Tuesdays where they host the 2A Tuesday segment of the Grace Curley show, big radio show in Boston area. And then on Wednesday, the RapidFire radio show is recorded. That's a syndicated radio show and podcast. And it's a 2-hour show. They do like the first hour is kind of your standard podcast format where they're watching the comments and replying to things as they talk about news of the day or incidents or whatever's going on. And then the second hour is a long format interview with people from the gun community and Second Amendment activists or advocates, whatever you want to call people. So great conversation almost every week. It's a lot of fun. People that are in the comments are a good group of people. So it's a lot of fun to hang out there. They usually start a little bit early lately. So if you get there before they start at 4 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday, you can chat with people before it gets started. Same thing on Tuesday, I guess, too. Tuesday it starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. So Cisterns and Arms had a guest on who's the director for Samaritans of Cape Cod. Let's see. With the critical topic of firearms and suicide, bridging the gap, mental health and firearms ownership, having a conversation, educating mental health professionals about gun culture, and breaking negative stigmas around mental health. Together we can save lives. Together we can do more to educate the community. If you want to learn more about the Samaritans, you can click on this link. So I guess we'll do that. And their mission is at any given moment, countless people are experiencing all-consuming and debilitating depression, desperation, to the extent that they have lost the ability to cope with day-to-day living. These overwhelming feelings represent nothing less than a crisis, one in which people struggle to find any hope or relief to simply get them through the day. When able to recognize the severity of their condition and driven by the urgent need to find a reason to carry on, these people willingly reach out to others for help. Okay. So I guess people there listen. Somebody say it? And then you had Riding Shotgun with Charlie talking to Michael Cargill. This was at SHOT Show, so it's one that's been going out been on hold for a bit. So they did a bit of an introduction there for the first 7 minutes or so, kind of updating some of the stuff they had been talking about. So that's pretty much everything I had out there. Got Baron out there now. We were talking about you earlier, so everybody knows. And then we got the super chats. Every once in a while we get super chats. So today is the 14th, and we've had 3 super chats this month. And I'm pretty sure I need to send Pat something anyway. And Library Garrett, you speak on Library Garrett, threw a $20 super chat at us. So we'll just go ahead and give everybody something this month. So thanks for the $35-ish in super chats. And I don't know how I'm going to send something to Skid, but I'll figure out how to do that. I can't remember if I've sent something to Skid Mark before. Has anybody done that? I think he's in the Great Britain. So, but Pat, I already have something going to Pat anyway, so I'll just say thanks to Pat, and thanks to Garrett, and thanks to Skid for the super chats this month. Let's see, anything else going on? We've got Baron out there, G23, Woods, and earlier Fielding was out there, and Roy. All right. Well, with that, we'll wrap this one up. So short one, I guess. So that's what happens when you don't have a lot of time to set it up. There's probably some things that are happening on the horizon with each state. And one of the projects that I was planning on doing was working on that. But we do so much, so we can keep working on things like that. All right, well, let me see anything. So we'll wrap this one up. Thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll be back to pick up later.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.